Hello, guys. Welcome back to another live stream in our channel, and welcome back to another show. And I've just produced the Chelsea versus Newcastle. It's actually now and seeing it's doing quite well, and hopefully all of you can join. So there was a breaking news yesterday that actually happened, and I wasn't in a position to actually talk about it. But now I'm in that position to talk about it. If you're watching us, kindly say hello, where you're watching us from, like this video, share this video. But I would really appreciate to know where we are watching us from. I've not met one person from Ethiopia. Not want to see one person from Brazil, one person from Argentina, one person from Nigeria, from Kenya, Uganda, South Africa. It will be a pleasure to just know where you're watching us. Yeah, very good. Hello, I'm from Ghana. Thanks for joining us today. Are you from Tokoradi, Kumasi, Accra? Ghana is one beautiful country, probably one of the first countries in Africa uh, Thank you, thank you very much, Tokoradi. I am three countries. I'm in Bern, Zimbabwe, and now I live in Denmark. Our resident co-analyst, Christian. Wow, that's really great. That's really great. Abdulaziz, yeah, Abdulaziz, it's really nice to meet you. So I wanted to raise this question. Looking at Maresca, we are looking at three options. Is he going to, what is his personal objective as a manager? Number two, where does the squad fit him? And number three, should he choose to remain at Chelsea or go to Manchester City in the event that Manchester City actually offer him the job? So we know very well. Let's look at the scenario at Chelsea. Enzo Maresca at the moment is contracted with Chelsea all the way to 2029. He was given a 5-year contract as the board wanted to back him. After giving Mauricio Pochettino 2 contracts and Pochettino just staying for 1 season, the board wanted to give Maresca that time. They were like, let's give this man time. So we know very well, I think I did it in my last video, that Chelsea's board has decided to go the Brighton model, where they are signing young, promising players, and they are looking to generate 1 star to let the cream rise all the way to the top, get 1 star, and then sell that star for a whole loads of money. But again, that is what a lot of fans are looking at here. But when I also look at it again, I'm like, if this board was not ambitious when it came to actually spending to win, then you cannot explain why they went ahead and spent £107 million on Enzo Fernandez, £115 million on Romeo Lavia, how they went ahead and spent 60 odd million on Pedro Neto, spent 60 odd million on João Pedro, because if this board was not so ambitious, then they wouldn't have been spending this money. If their main aim was just to bring in players so that they can sell them, which I think is also part of whatever they're trying to do. But to some extent, I also feel like there is also that element of ambition that the board has. That's why they have spent all this money. So those joining us again, I just want to repeat this. If you're watching us, please notify us where you're watching us from. It's really good to know so that we can probably interact and get to know each other even more. So what I was saying is that if that was the main aim of the Chelsea board, then they wouldn't sanction the purchase of Caicedo, the purchase of Enzo Fernandez, or the purchase of other key expensive players within the squad, but they sanctioned the purchase. So that means they also have some element that they want to actually try to win. Now we come to Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca has been a subject of controversy of late, especially upon his victory. Was it in the Everton game? Yeah, it was in the Everton game where he talked about where he had his worst 48 hours at the club. And these 48 hours that Maresca talked about, he did not just talk about the last his last 48 hours in terms of backlash receiving from the fans. I think that is one thing that if you are entering into football management, it's something that you are accustomed to. Fans will always look for a way to bash you as a manager. So that is not something that Maresca was talking about. Maresca was talking about the backing, especially from the board. He felt like the board did not actually back him. Sorry about that. Just fixing my camera. Sorry about that. So he did not feel like the board was backing him. No, he did not. He didn't. He felt like he gave a lot for the team, but he did not get the measure of reciprocity from the management. He expected that despite all because it's quite clear that Maresca is tasked to rotate players. That is one thing that is coming out. He needs to give the minutes to players like Jorel Hato, Andre Santos, Facundo Bonanote, and all these other players, Jimmy Gittens. He is supposed to give them game time so that their market price, their value in the market does not dip. Why? Because these players need to generate their value so that they are able to be sold at a profit. Remember, that is another section. In fact, one of the models that Chelsea are picking. So, because there is also that intense pressure on the manager to rotate players so that he can be able to generate maximum value for the players that he has in his squad, it has made him now to be compelled to make certain rotations, especially when he's looking at teams where he thinks that he has a stronger team that can actually take care of them. And probably sometimes we sit here and we are like, why is Maresca making these changes? But to some extent, we are seeing like it's probably some external force that is actually putting itself on Maresca's team selection. So when Maresca is making these changes and these changes do not bear fruit, what happens? Maresca is the one who takes the blame. Of course, the fans are going to blame the manager, rightfully so. But even when the fans are blaming the manager, the ownership should not also turn to question the manager. Why? Because they created a policy where the manager is expected to rotate the team so that he can ensure that he maintains the value of these assets that he has. So if you've signed Hato, you're supposed to ensure that you signed him for 19 million, you have to ensure that he's a 30 million player. You sign Gittens or all these other players. There's a lot of this, McGew and all this. You need to ensure that you maintain their value. That is part of the management. That is now the financial side of the business. Because now football clubs have moved into the commercial side. So this is a situation where the manager is forced to make rotation so that he can be able to meet the objectives of the board. Why? Because he needs to ensure there is healthy player value within when you're looking at the assets of the club. Because just like any of us, football has been commercialized. And one of the key assets of a club is usually the squad. That's why sometimes you'll hear Arsenal has been ranked as the most valuable squad, or PSG or Manchester City or Real Madrid, because they look at the overall squad value based on the market price of each player. And to maintain that market value, you have to give these player minutes. So when you give these players minutes and some of these players are not good enough and you drop points, you get backlash from the fans. But not only do you get backlash from the fans, you are also getting backlash from the board, meaning that there are some people whispering within his ear telling him what he's supposed to do. But what he is doing is what they asked him to do in the first place. So that's why Maresca has to come out and say that he had his worst 48 hours at the club, meaning that whatever the board asked him when it comes to rotating players so that he can maintain the value of players is not bearing fruit. And rather than the board standing with him that, yes, we are the ones who told you to do this, they are still pressuring him to rack up points. So the question is the problem now the recruitment team that recruited players who are not able to step up to the challenge, Or is it that also because these players are young and they're not given enough time on the field that it's making it difficult? Because just know one thing, to be an expert, you need 10,000 hours doing something. To be an expert in life, in anything, you need 10,000 hours. That's why probably me doing this live stream and me doing this video, probably when you go to my YouTube channel and you look with the first videos, you probably don't see my face. Sometimes you probably even don't find my voice in those videos. You probably just find notes, and you find the editing is poor and everything is because those were my initial faces. But you put in 10,000 hours and then you're now able to actually do a lot. You're now skilled in whatever you're doing. You're now perfect. You're even close to perfect in what you're doing. So the same thing also applies to football. It applies to the players. Players can only improve when they are getting game time. Players can only improve when they are giving real match experience. Real match experience. That's why Strasbourg has been one of the greatest things for Clear Lake. It has allowed them to sign these young players, these many young players, and send them to Strasbourg, where they are able to accumulate game time, then try to ease them into the Premier League. But the situation here now comes is that the Premier League is unforgiving. The Premier League is tough. So some of these players are coming into the Premier League with low levels of experience, mistakes in them, and they are inconsistency because they are young players. And because now they are inconsistent and they have these mistakes, it is costing the team points. So if this is detrimental to the team, it is the blame falls on the manager. But the manager is implementing one of the things that he signed in his contract. That is giving young talent signed players an opportunity to play so they're able to increase their experience and increase their market value. Now, the rumor yesterday came from David Ornstein, who's one of the most reputable journalists, one of the most reputable journalists in world football. And this journalist broke the news that that Enzo Maresca was high on the list of the managers who were supposed to actually join Manchester City, because rumors have it that Pep Guardiola is going to actually leave Manchester City at the end of the season. And because of this, what you notice is that now we have names like Maresca. Kompany is at Bayern Munich. So I don't think that Kompany can leave Bayern and come to Manchester City. Yes, he was the captain of Manchester City. I know Kompany would love to manage in England, but probably he would like to have that breathing space in Bayern, because the Premier League, again, I've told you, is a different kettle of fish. You can't just come to the Premier League and win the league. So Kompany can be working so well in Bayern, he can be succeeding so well in Bayern, but when it comes to the Premier League, he experiences something different, because in the Premier League, remember, as Pep came, he said you have to be very careful on the first balls, you have to be very careful on the second balls. It's a very physical league. You need to be very careful with set pieces. You need to be very careful with throw-ins. Like it's a very traditional league, very physical, highly reliant on duels, aerial duels, ground duels, physicality, and all those toughness when it comes to football. Is somehow the football in England is somehow close to rugby. It's like close to rugby than it is close to football. It's very tough. So Maresca is one who has proven himself in the Premier League that he can take on top teams and he can actually create a strong team. So when you look at the for the club, when I look at Chelsea, I'm like, Maresca hired a new agent, and that new agent is one of the best agents in world football. If you have him, he's one of the best. He's one agent who gets players the best teams and the best wages. So these are an agent who will do very well to make the manager feel like somebody who's demanded by a lot of clubs. That's why initially we heard that Juventus wanted to get Maresca. Now you're hearing that Manchester City also want to get Maresca. So this is one agent who knows how to fetch better working environments. So if Maresca is seen that Manchester City are going for him, then it makes the Chelsea board understand that this probably is a valuable manager. This is a manager that we need to retain. We're not supposed to take this manager and help strengthen our direct opponent. And because of that, that is why you are starting to see these ripples coming out. Now, Maresca today has come out in the press conference and expressed his views that he is actually certain that he will be at Chelsea next season. He has downplayed those rumors as just speculations, as he is not even thinking about it. He's thinking about Newcastle. Rightfully, I think today he was very professional in the way he answered the questions. He answered the questions as he was asked. But what went on later is that when Maresca made these decisions, he also left a way whereby he cannot just come out clearly and say that I may be or I may not. No, you don't rock the boat, because if you rock the boat, it might ruin the season. So he has to give that confidence to the players. But in Manchester City, whoever joins now, this joining Manchester City for Maresca is a double-edged sword. If it works, then he has a job where he will be backed, and he actually has an opportunity to stay in a job for many years. At Manchester City, they gave Pep Guardiola 10 years. So that's a club where a manager can stay for a very long time. Same goes with Arsenal. Those are clubs where managers have a guaranteed security of tenure. But again, at Manchester City, it's a double-edged sword. You are coming in to fill the shoes of probably one, if not the best football manager in this century. I'm saying that. The best football manager in this century. And you trying to come in to fill Pep Guardiola's boots, it means that whoever goes to Manchester City is already starting as a failure. You are never going to win more than Guardiola. He has set records that are so difficult to win. He has won the league with 100 points. He has won the league with 98 points. He has won the treble. He has won the forfeit. He has made winning the league a culture in Manchester City. There are players like Phil Foden there who have 5 Premier League titles, medals. We have Ruben Diaz who probably have 4. We have Bernardo Silva who probably have 6. All 6 since Pep Guardiola came. They have 6 Premier League medals. So that's a club that is accustomed to winning. So you going to Manchester City by itself already is a downgrade on yourself, because you can never win to a point where Pep has won. Maybe you can, but it's so difficult to do what Pep has done at Manchester City. So that is the individual decision that Maresca has to make. So I have my panelists, but I'm asking them, if you are joining my panelists, can you join now, or probably this thing might be shorter. So that is one aspect. Number two, because he has that opportunity, he can either go there and get the security of tenure, or go there and constantly live within the shadow of Pep. Remember what happened at Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson left? Moyes came, did not work out. Van Gaal came, it did not work out. After Van Gaal, they brought in Mourinho, it did not work out. Mourinho, Ole Gunnar, did not work out. Ole Gunnar, Ralf Rangnick, did not work out. Ten Hag, now they have Amorim. Those are close to 8 managers since 2013 that Manchester United have tried to bring to the club, but they are not able to. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, your network is breaking, please. Oh my God. Sorry. No, I can't even know. I can't even know here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me try to monitor it on YouTube so that I can know, because I don't understand. Please, just a minute. Oh yeah, let me try. Yeah, thank you, Christian. Thank you. Let me try. So I was saying that I'm actually lost. Look at the situation for Arne Slot at Liverpool. It's a losing situation to replace beloved Mr. Klopp. Yeah. It's a losing situation, because you can't fill those shoes. Those shoes are so huge. I've told you, the minute Sir Alex Ferguson actually left Manchester United, it became close to impossible for David Moyes to come in and change. For David Moyes to come in and change, for Van Gaal, for Mourinho, for Ten Hag, for Ole Gunnar, it's been difficult. Till today, Manchester United are looking for their Sir Alex Ferguson. So Maresca can be in this situation where he's building something great with Chelsea. He understands the players understand him, things are working for him. Then he chooses to go to Manchester City. But when he goes to Manchester City, it's boos, it's jeers, you lose games, you make mistakes, and the fans are on you because they expect high standards. And again, he's bald, and there's a way he's bald and he has this gray beard, so to some extent he also resembles Pep. So when he goes to the touchline, people are expecting him to behave like Pep. They're expecting him to be like Pep. Look at Slot. Slot won the league. The only thing that is sustaining Slot at Liverpool is the way he won that league. He won that league with the Klopp squad. So that is what is sustaining him at Liverpool. If it was he didn't win anything and he just finished top 4, probably he would have been in trouble now. But Liverpool are also not that club who are trigger happy. They are not a trigger happy club like Chelsea. Chelsea is that club who, and the fans also are used to just unplugging. All they want to do is just to pull the plug. So that's one area that you need to check. So I have my friend here, Mehdi. So Mehdi, how are you? And what do you actually think with Maresca? Do you think, as I've explained, that to him leaving Chelsea for Manchester City is a double-edged sword? One, either he succeeds and he has a longer tenure in his career compared to Chelsea, where your job is never secured, or you go into Manchester City and you're constantly living in Pep's shadow. So what do you think?
I hope he stays, to be honest, because I don't want to restart a whole other project with a different manager, because that's just hell. Look, I don't think he's gonna go. I think he came out in a press conference actually and said that, that we shouldn't worry and he's gonna stay till next year. So I think he'll still be here. I'm not really worried about that right now. I think he even said he promised that he'll be the manager of Chelsea next year or something like that. So I do think, he's gonna stay. Do I think he'll do better at Man City? I think something people forget is City do have an aging squad. So they also have that issue that we tend to forget. Also, they've brought in new players. Chelsea, I mean, look, they're walking on thin ice with managers, man. When you don't give the manager what they want, it can become problematic. But nevertheless, I think he'll stay. I think we'll be okay. And if I was him, I just get this project done.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I also don't disapprove that he is going to stay. In fact, I've always said that the wise decision for him is actually staying at Chelsea. I do think that is the best decision for him at the moment. Another thing is that I know that this club is so trigger happy that even it is now a culture within the fans. So you find that you're in a situation where even the fans themselves are cheering the idea that a manager can be sacked. And honestly, on my side, I am really tired. I'm really tired of chopping and changing. And some people are saying that Tuchel went away, Potter came, and I'm like, what happened after Tuchel went away? What happened? I don't think I'm ready to relive that horror. So yes, Christian, how are you? And what do you actually think about this story?
First of all, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Mehdi. Mehdi, is he fast asleep again?
No, my mic was muted. Sorry, I said good evening.
Yeah, okay, sorry. But I would like to follow up on what Mehdi was saying just now. So now Mehdi came out with a very famous statement. He said, but Maresca said at a press conference he'll be staying. For me, it's a bit like the same old shit there where the player kisses the badge And the day after, he's been transferred to another club. He's signing for a new club. Kissing the badge. Oh, I love this club. Next day, some team offers him a huge contract, and he's gone, and he's kissing a new badge. And so, loyalties in football nowadays, it's not like in the old days. Loyalties don't really exist. You'll never see a player playing 10 years at a club, and then they get that fantastic testimonial for loyal service and all that. Nowadays, with football agents have now turned all these players' heads, and now obviously managers. Because Maresca was happy, fine, until he got a new agent. Now this new agent has planted the seeds. So basically, it could be two things. It could be one, the agent is trying to convince Maresca, you go to Man City, everything is ready made for you. It's just plug and play. You'll be perennial champions. Blah blah blah. Or two, it could be a negotiating ploy. This is what you do. You play them against each other. You play the parties against each other in order to get more money. So you threaten that I'm going to leave, and then the board panics and they offer you a contract, big improved contract. That is one of those two things happening. But if he goes to Man City, now let me ask you. Now, if let's say you win the title at Chelsea, and you built this team from the bottom up, a bit like cooking. You go buy all the ingredients, the onions, the cabbage, the lettuce, you buy all the stuff and you cook. You take hours to cook and you make a fantastic dish. Or you go to the shop and you buy the ready-made thing, you just chuck in the microwave and in 5 minutes everything's ready. Now, where will he get more honor or more satisfaction or more praise from both fans and pundits and what have you, that by winning a Man City who always win, or by winning at Chelsea, a green project, a project you started from nothing? Where would there be? Because you see Man City won 6 titles or whatever it is in a row. It'll be like everyone's expecting you to win. You go to Chelsea and you started the thing from nothing. I think the prestige, for me anyway, the prestige will be more winning at Chelsea or winning at Tottenham, especially Tottenham, because you didn't have everything handed to you.
Yeah, you've really brought up one interesting discussion, very, very interesting discussion of where does the value actually come from. I think winning at Chelsea gives him something huge in his CV, because he's like, I found this team finished 6th. Yesterday, I think, was it yesterday or when I shared a table for Mauricio Pochettino in the group, where after 30 games, he had, was it 34 points or 40 points? I think he had 44 points after 30 games. 30 games.
Wow.
30 games. That is one area that we always look at and say, oh, Pochettino was great. No, Pochettino just, he went on that 8-match winning run towards the end. That's what saved him. That's what he saved him. Otherwise, that season was poor. I looked at that table and I was like, 44 points. I do believe that by the end of the year we might be within 30 points. That is one thing I do believe. I do believe by the end of January we would have reached 40 points.
Yeah, but go back to that Pochettino there. It's interesting you mentioned that. So that Pochettino season there. Now I'm glad you actually mentioned it, because in the beginning we actually looked like a relegation team. We looked like a team who were going to be sort of like looking over our shoulder when we get 40 points. And he was experimenting, he was trying, he was doing this, doing that, and he finally found the formula. Now he's almost like a scientist, experimenting, doing, fading, and then finally you get the magic formula. And that's it, Pochettino. He found the formula, and then the guy left. What an idiot!
I mean, he didn't leave. We kind of sacked him because he wanted to keep Gallagher, and the board wanted to sell Gallagher.
No, they didn't. Board didn't sack him. He left. There's two differences. He left himself. He did get sacked.
Actually, he said it. He had a press conference. Elba, have your camera on. He had a press conference. I think, was it towards the last games of the season? And he said that it's not decided. They have a an end of the season review. He has to sit with the sporting directors. Like, you have a 2 years contract. Why are you talking like that? You've done well. You've done well. We finished 12th. We are now 6th. So you did well. So why am I?
Do you know what his problem was, Pochettino? Sorry to interrupt you. He had one major problem. It wasn't the play in the field. It wasn't any of that business. It was his communication skills. His press conference were absolutely horrendous. You ask him one question, he misunderstands completely the question because he thinks he can speak English even though he has a translator next to him, and he starts speaking about completely something different. But the guy asked you what formation you're going to play. Now you're talking about the pitch and the grass and the stadium or the kebab outside. What's that got to do with the question was asked? And this was a very, very frustrating. And God bless him, he can't speak English, not his fault. But still, communication is very, very important because in this day and age, just look at Maresca here. He said something here, and everything's blown up. Everybody think he said something which people have taken out of context, okay, and it got lost in translation, and it's now blown up. He wants to leave. He's unhappy with the board, and all this, blah blah blah. But just journalists took that out of context because anybody, like especially yourself with a high IQ, knows that you know exactly what he was trying to say. But the media, because they hate Chelsea, they're trying to sow seeds for internal destruction. This is what they want. They can see Chelsea, this team is going somewhere, and they don't like where it's heading. Is it heading in a good direction? I think let us plant some seeds here. Let us throw some stones in the path. Let's see how they react.
I think you've really laid something. Just the way I started to say it when the live stream started, I said that the reason why Maresca felt that he was not supported is that the board always, there's a clause that he has to give these young players an opportunity to play. And when he gives them an opportunity to play, they are bound to make mistakes. They are bound to make errors. They are bound not to be at the level to play. Now, when these players cost him points, the board and the directors who he actually meets after the game are not showing, they are not with him. They're not backing him. They're not like, okay, we understand that you had to give these players minutes and you dropped points. They are now criticizing his performance. I think that is what Maresca was trying to give, that I am making changes as per what we agreed, but you are not coming to step and stand by me when that does not work.
Yeah,
but you see.
But wait, hang on 1 second. The Maresca, the way he's doing those changes, it's actually in protest. So not only does he give the young players a chance, but he just like chucks them all in one go. It's almost like, it's almost like trying to show the board, this is what you're forcing me to do. But instead of maybe putting 2 or 3, maybe 1 or 2, but you don't like chuck in 6 players. That is just being cheeky, being rude.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I think you really got it. I think you really got it. Elba, how are you? And we want to see the sunshine in the US. Hello.
No,
we want to see the sunshine. Yeah, let's see the sunshine. We must see the sunshine.
It's frozen. They got like, I don't know, -10 or something in the US.
Oh, he lives in Texas. Have your camera on. We want to see.
No sunshine today. How are you guys doing?
We are doing well. I've told you we want to see your camera. You and Isaac, I must see you. I'm going to come for Mehdi and Christian very soon.
Can I ask Elba if he is a Dallas Cowboys fan, or is he a Titans fan, or what teams does he support in American football?
I don't actually really watch football like that. Basketball and soccer are my thing.
Which basketball team?
The Lakers is really because I'm a LeBron fan.
We can't hear you. What happened to his voice?
His voice is not over. I think it's far from his mic.
I think he's got his finger on the microphone.
Maybe. Could be far from it as well.
Can you? Oh, I think he's off. Yeah. Let's. I was talking about him not getting backed. I think that is what Enzo actually wanted to say. I think that was the main thing he wanted to say. But again, he's an Italian, so the translation part, there's this translation thing that really affects these foreign managers. But now what happens is that the media has to sell articles. The media has
Yeah.
to create controversy. They need to get advertisements. How can a media get advertisements? They need controversy. That's why mainstream media, that's what mainstream media does. They want breaking news. They want disaster. They want disease. They want catastrophe. They want that, something that is able to have a lot of audience. Like, is Maresca leaving for Chelsea? Oh, is Maresca going to Manchester City? What is going to happen to Chelsea? And when many people get sucked into that discussion, now they're able to get advertisement. They can now tell the advertisers, look, see, we have the audience.
It's called click.
Now they make money.
They call it clickbait. Clickbait. So, like you will say, like, let's say, like I was seeing the other day, a huge legend has died. So then, which huge legend? So then, of course, you're interested. You open. I think it was some fucking guy who was famous in 1945 or something. We never heard of him. It's like, what kind of nonsense headline was that? But that's what they do. They clickbait, and they're just to make it to draw you, to entice you to open the article or read or watch the video. Or just, but I should know better, because normally I just laugh. I just read the comments. I think, okay, well, just read. If you don't want to open the article, you just read the comments, and somebody's probably told you what it's all about. And normally it's just nonsense. But that is what they do.
Yeah, and actually realizing that they usually call it engagement farming. Engagement farming. So
Ooh.
you're farming for engagements. You want engagements. You want fans to make calls in the studio and make this, and then you have to bring in Simon Jordan with his controversy. Then Jamie Carragher will come with his controversy, and then now the chaos. Now the thing is, I think the way Maresca has handled it after has been great. I think the 2 wins were crucial in trying to fan out this flame. And then also today saying that he's going to be at Chelsea, he's focused on his job. I think that is one thing. And if he wins the Newcastle game and he wins the other game, I think that shuts down all this talk. I think that shuts down all this talk. I've not heard what Pep has said, because he probably is being asked whether he's going to leave. I don't know. I just want to check. Did he do his press conference today?
I don't know. Though.
I just want to check, because but Guardiola has understood the English media. There is a way he actually handles it. But one man who was very tough on the English media was Klopp. Klopp was a no-nonsense guy.
So Alex was the original one where the journalists used to fear him. They would never ask him stupid questions because they just feared his response. And he set the standards, But unfortunately, new managers who come to the Premier League, it takes us some time to get used to. Don't answer all the questions that journalists ask you. You have to duck and dive. Avoid the questions. Distract, what have you. But just don't always answer the questions, because remember how Maresca was in the first season. He was there. He was talking about all tactics. He was talked so much, and you think, Maresca, shut up. You don't have to say all these things here. Calm down, And now he sort of learned that you have to be economic with the truth, so to say.
Guys, I just want to share this. So Pep actually talked. He said, in the last 3 or 4 years, every time in a certain period, you ask me about my future. So yeah, sooner or later, at 75 or 76 years old, I will quit Manchester City.
There you go.
I have 18 months left on my deal. I'm so delighted, happy, excited in the development of this team. And you see, one thing that I like about Pep is that he is the one who's reserving that news for himself. He's the one who's going to come out and say it. And also, one thing that people don't understand is that if you're already in a good job, you're being paid well, human beings are those people who are very reluctant to change. Because one thing that I can say is that I think Pep has some degree of power at Manchester City. That's why he has stayed long. Pep never used to stay long at clubs, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. He never used to stay long. But at Manchester City, he has stayed quite long. He's even lost his top players. He's rebuilding another team. I think the way the structure of the club has been created, it has been created for him. So it's like he's getting all the support. And again, it's earning a lot of money. You can't walk away from 25 million pounds every year.
Come on, what is his net worth? He doesn't need the money anymore. He's got so much money. He doesn't, he's full of money. He doesn't need more money. It's now
I
a
think
question of,
I think
it's a question of his legacy. You want to build such a legacy, such a winning record that it will stand the test of time. That is basically what it is. It's not money. It's more that. So he wants to be greater than Sir Alex Ferguson, to cement his name. That there's no question, there's no debate that he will be the greatest of all time in England, or maybe even the world. And that is what it is. This is why he will stay until the legacy is so solid. There is no debate.
I think that is what he wants to do. I think that is what he wants to do, because even when you look at a manager like Carlo Ancelotti has won 5 Champions Leagues. I think
Wow.
Pep wants that.
He won't get
I think
5 Champions League. He's not. He won't get 5. No, he won't.
He can, but not at the same club. Yeah. At the same club is way difficult. But if he probably moves clubs, he can get. But at the same club, but he can really maybe 3. I think he can get 3.
It's as long as Arsenal are still challenging for the title, I don't mind having Guardiola around.
What's your
What?
beef with us?
Med,
Now you're going to break Mr. Tyrone's heart. His beloved
Man.
Arsenal.
what is this beef with Arsenal so bad? I know Chelsea and Arsenal hate each other, but some days I'd rather see Arsenal win, because I'm tired of Manchester City winning over and over and over. I can get over one enemy for the other enemy. I don't understand the logic why you guys are doing it. Oh, Man
no,
City
you
wins back
Then
to
you don't
back
understand.
just because
Then
you hate
you've missed
Arsenal
the whole
so
concept.
much.
You've missed the whole concept of football, rivalry. You don't understand rivalry. What the whole point is, why fans sing and go to games. It's all about rivalry. Your hated rivals. Look at Newcastle, Sunderland. Sunderland haven't beaten Newcastle in donkey's years. Now they're busy singing UB40 songs now, because I can't help falling in love with you, kind of thing. That is the passion. That is what football's all about. Sometimes it's not about winning. It's not about winning the title, or it is. But it's enough just to beat your rivals. I'll give you example. Expressions. He says when he looks at the fixture list, only thing he cares about is 2 fixtures: the Arsenal fixtures when they're playing home, when they're playing away, and the Chelsea fixtures. The rest of the games don't matter. Whether they win the title, whether they don't care. They just want not to lose to your rivals. And how can you, as a Chelsea fan, with your hand on the heart, come say you want Arsenal to win the title? What? what planet are you from?
Mr.
Elba,
People's
Elba,
Republic, like I said, it's not that serious. Which is the gap between me and you. I said it with my full chest. Yes, I
but
am
you
okay
see,
if Arsenal win, because I'm tired of Manchester City winning over and over and over again.
I strongly disagree.
Listen here, Elba.
And that's okay.
Listen here, Elba. Manchester City winning the league is not a direct challenge to Chelsea. That is number 1.
There you go.
Number two, it's like saying that Real Madrid are winning the Champions League so much that I'd rather have Arsenal. If Arsenal are so close to winning the Champions League, I'd rather have Arsenal win. No! If Arsenal are playing Real Madrid in the Champions League and Real Madrid have won 3 in a row, win the 4th one in a row. I don't want to see Arsenal.
Thank you. Hallelujah. No, come on. I was very shocked. I bet you Elba's probably going to say he would rather also have Tottenham win it, or even Liverpool for that match. I said, what? What's wrong with you?
I don't know about Tottenham.
One more thing we have to say is some people don't deserve good things in life, and one of them are Arsenal fans. Have you seen them?
I get it. Arsenal fans can be very annoying, and they're very toxic and arrogant. I get it. But anyway, I've been listening. Sorry, I had issues with my mic. But how's everybody doing?
So okay, let me ask that question again.
Mhm.
So if Man City, if you don't want Man City to win it, And if Chelsea, for whatever reason, were not to be able to win it, which other team would you prefer won it in the Premier League? This is a nice question for you.
Like the Premier League itself.
Yeah, which one? If you can't choose Chelsea and you can't choose what did we say? Man City. If you can't choose those two teams, which team would you prefer one of them?
Man, that's a tough question. You know what? I want an underdog, kind of how Leicester won that one season. So I'll give it to either
Aston Villa.
Newcastle or
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. I actually thought about Aston Villa. So
Okay, now you're making sense. At least that I can buy. That I can subscribe to.
I mean, you thought I was gonna say Tottenham?
I don't know. We don't know you. You said Arsenal before, and I thought this guy. You never know.
No. People's Republic, is that Mr. Christian?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make it. What I'm saying is the hate I have for Arsenal does not consume me that much that I want one person to keep on dominating. That's all I was saying. Manchester City have won enough. And sometimes you want the trophies to spread out. And right now, with the state of how our club is set up, you know, it's going to take us a while. So I don't have an issue if Arsenal win, even
Do
though
you
I
know,
cannot stand their fans. Two
I
things
was
can be
listening.
wrong.
There
I
was one
cannot be
guy.
right at the same time.
Just
There was one.
a minute.
Sorry.
Okay. I just wanted to do this. I just wanted to check the Premier League table. I want to step into Isaac's brain for a minute, and then I'll be out. Mr. Lingala's brain. So, so Chelsea at the moment are 8 points behind Arsenal. Oh my God.
That's nothing. 8 points is nothing.
Yeah.
8 points isn't
Okay.
that much.
Okay. So let's do this at the end of the year, which will be Chelsea's last game towards the end of the year. Because I always know this. I always say this, that you don't always have. You just need that by the end of the year, before the second leg starts, you're just around 6 points behind the champ.
Yes.
That is what you need to be. 6 points or maximum 8. Let me tell you something. If you go and win 15 games or 16 games in the second leg, out of 19 games you win 15, I'm telling you, you're in contention. You are in contention for the league.
So even Man United is in contention in the league, as useless as they are. They are still there. They're thereabouts.
Yeah.
But I know it sounds weird. It sounds weird.
No, United are good, bro. United are good. It's just like, what do you call it? Their numbers even show that they're the third best team in the league.
There you go.
Who?
United.
Who's the second best team in the league?
Man City.
Who's the first?
Arsenal.
You're telling me that Man United are better than us?
Yes,
because of the red cards we've had, obviously their numbers will look better because our XGA is going to be high from playing with 10 men all the time.
Okay. So without the red cards, we are still the third best team. That's why I was saying I was being Mr. Lingala, but let me not even talk about the league table. I can talk about the league table, then we drop a howler tomorrow, and then it's not 8 points, it's 11.
If they win, if they beat, let's say when they beat Newcastle, I think this psychological effect of that for two reasons. One, normally we don't do very well up at Newcastle. We always get hammered up there. Two, winning in December. Again, don't underestimate that psychological barrier. We won in December again 2 times. So that will give you that belief, that momentum, and that will, football, is obviously skill, but it's also belief. It's also all in your mind. How do you actually believe you're going to win? Are you going to fight tooth and nail? But if you entering December as a Chelsea player thinking, oh fuck, here we go, it's time to lose, and if you're ready mentally, you're 5% down, you got this in the back of your brain, we always lose in December, then you're going to lose. If you think you're going to lose, you'll lose. But if you believe suddenly that, oh, wow, we won 2 games, we don't lose it. This voodoo has been broken. The curse is over. then this will carry you along. It should carry you along. And while Arsenal looking ahead, fuck, here comes January, here comes February. We always choke. With bottlers, and so there's still a lot to play for. Arsenal are not. I know you're dying for your Arsenals to be champion, but it's still a long way. They just look over their shoulders, think, "Fuck, Man City were like 15 points behind, and where did they come from?"
I want to make this bold statement. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the end of the year, Arsenal will not be top of the league. Let me even make it bold.
I don't think that's that bad, Michelle.
Applause. Man City will win the title.
No, I'm not saying Manchester City is going to win it, but I'm
saying
Chelsea
is gonna win.
I've not said Chelsea. I don't know who's going to win it, but I'm saying at the end of the year, Arsenal will not be top of the league. Because let me tell you something, Arsenal are choking. Arsenal are choking. That is one thing people are not seeing. The Wolves game, they won the Wolves game courtesy of Wolves scoring goals for them. 2 on goals.
Yeah.
It's not that they were beating Wolves. It was not the Wolves that we just cruised by. We cruised by Wolves. We cruised by them. And we played away. But Arsenal was struggling against them at home. At the Emirates. And now they have to play Aston Villa. I know Aston Villa is good. If there is one man who made it his life duty to stop Arsenal from winning the league, is
Mr. Good evening. Because come on, look at the way they treated him. Look at the way they treated him. The way they fired him was so unceremonious. I'm not surprised he's still so very bitter because they humiliated him. And other managers came.
They made this guy go back to coach teams like Villarreal after coaching teams like PSG. It was like, no. My main aim of playing in the Premier League is to stop you from winning the league. When Arsenal go back in being shit, he will probably never go to Spain. But if Arsenal are top, he must remain in the Premier League.
But Mr. Tyrone, when you're top of the table, it's easier to be number 2, number 3 chasing than it is to stay at the top. At the top, the pressure is relentless. It's week after week, and you're forced to win. You know how hard that is to remain at the top. I always have respect for teams which can be in the top of the league for 25 weeks in a row or whatever it is, because the mental fortitude that needed for that to stay at your game and to always remotivate yourself and to take every game serious. While if you're chasing basically you're not under so much pressure because you're just trying to catch, but it's completely different. And I think this pressure you can see. Sorry.
Do you know that in 14-15 when we won the league, we were first from day 1 till day 38?
Under Jose.
Mourinho, yeah. That's the way Mourinho used to go. That's the way we used to win the league under Mourinho.
And how did we win games? Park the bus 1-0 and
no, people always assume that Mourinho was always pragmatic. No, when Mourinho knew which games to be pragmatic. Games where we were the stronger team, he will just attack. When we were the stronger team, he would attack. We will win 4, we will win 3, we will win 5. People don't know that there were games where we were scoring a lot of goals. But when you go away to Old Trafford, oh my God, it's a clean 1-0. When you go away to Anfield, it's a nice 1-0, relaxed.
But there's one record which is so underrated, which people don't talk so much about. 15 goals conceded in one season. Are you crazy?
No, people talk about it a lot. People talk about it a lot.
Arsenal fans have tried to break it in the last 2 seasons. Even this season, they are trying it, but they are like, damn, this record is so hard to break. So hard to break. Because now
how many are they on now?
They have 10 goals. They have conceded 10.
But it's over. It's already over.
Mourinho was also very great at managing games. He had a feel for the game, which sometimes I get very frustrated with Maresca, but obviously he has a longer way to go with his career. But Mourinho had a feel of the game. Like at that, was it 65th minute? The substitution was coming. You just see Solomon Kalu's number up. Or it could be Mikel
Obi
Obi was
Mikel.
coming. Yeah, that means I'm going to seal this game. It's done. Consider it finished.
And how,
And the
what else?
thing with
What else?
Mourinho
What else?
is he used to play with the referees. Like if you go hear the referees, they ask who was the worst. Was it Ferguson? It was like no, it was Mourinho. Mourinho would like I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't know if I remember it correctly, but I think he would go tell his players, like his African players, to go tell the referee that you called me something racist or something like that, just to get into the
Mm,
referee's head and stuff. Which was
there you
wild.
go.
Even the referee said he was worse than Ferguson. He was the worst person to deal with.
I was just about to say that Mourinho had that thing exactly. He would try that substitutions if they weren't working and the game was still loud. Then he would cause some kind of ruckus on the sidelines, either spat with the referee or cause some kind of distraction, so like the game sort of like came out of balance. And this is where that is Mourinho, fucking mind games. Nobody is even close to Mourinho's mind games from back in those days. As I said, he was a master, not only tactician but also the psychological part of the game. They knew when, you can cause shit on the sidelines there and, just cause basically the game to be unbalanced. And obviously Chelsea mentally stronger back in those days. But yeah, Mourinho, you got to give him his flowers.
So I wanted to ask this question. Let me just go through the stats because we are still talking about Enzo. So there's when you look at these stats, these are the Premier League stats. There was a point, I think it was before the Arsenal game, we were the highest scoring team. But so far, look, Manchester City have now scored close to 11 goals more than us. And remember, we were the team that was attacking the most. But thank you, Masharia from Kenya. It's nice to see you. So what I've noticed is that to some extent we have become very strong defensively, and our goals have reduced. We've become so strong defensively, like we are on par with Arsenal when it comes to clean sheets. Who would
No,
have even think about that?
no Cole Palmer, no party.
No, but we were number one in goals without Cole Palmer.
You
Chelsea, I don't
sure?
think they'll ever struggle for attacks. I think, look, I think Maresca has a good balance between defense and attack, but I think he's young, the players are young, because sometimes you can see they make silly mistakes, both of them. Sometimes you see them losing their head. Sometimes you see the manager making bad decisions. I think that's why sometimes, like, us as fans, we have to kind of slightly lower our expectations because they're both still learning, but they both have the right mindset, I feel, to get the club to back to where it was.
In my opinion, what I can say is that I am happy with a strong defense. What I normally hate is when we are leaking goals, because the minute you now start having that strong defense, then you will be in a game like you remember when we used to have Thomas Tuchel. We score one goal and we are like, the game is over. You trust your defense. You trust Aspilicueta and Thiago Silva and Rudiger will handle the job. You're like, this is over. This is over. I can even go and start cooking. Maybe we can add a goal. Maybe Mount can have. Maybe Marcos Alonso can just move forward and score a wildy, but it's over. So I like that.
As I say in America, attacks wins games, defense wins championships.
It was
They say
Sir
that in
Alex Ferguson.
America?
Sorry?
Yeah,
It's,
yes, Ferguson.
Attacks wins games, but defense wins championships.
Yeah, Ferguson said that.
Okay, well, American sports, American football, basketball, the same thing. They all say that, yes, you can have a nice attack, you win a few games in there, but at the end of the day, it's your defense which is going to win you the championship. Because as you said, the stability, that's the spine, the base. If you don't leak goals, yeah, and you score the 1-0, hey, 3 points is 3 points. And it doesn't matter how you get them, by hook or by crook. End of the day, when the season is done, the smart guy is going to add all the numbers together. How many points do you have? Oh, you have 90 something. Okay, how many points do you have? Oh, sorry, my friend, you're 2 points short. Shit. Okay, we shouldn't have lost that game or that one day. Or, that
You
is.
see, you see that FC Bournemouth game. There was this minute. It was the 87th minute. So Estevao had made this run. He was making this run, and Enzo had the ball. And Enzo decided to fire the ball, and he fired it over the crossbar. And I
Yeah.
lost my. I was like, this was the moment we were getting that ugly 1-0. Because if he slips that ball to Estevao, then Estevao is in the box. Then Estevao can either do two things. He can cut that ball back where he can have a perfect shot. He can put that ball in an area where you can get an own goal, or he can get a corner. Then Enzo decided to fight. Sometimes, I know you like Enzo a lot, but sometimes I watch him and I get frustrated.
He was tired. He played 5 games in a row. What do you expect? Being overused. They're almost like a donkey. Come on, how can you expect him to play? At least he had to get a rest in this the League Cup or the FA Cup there. But otherwise, you can't play in that many games without even giving him a rest. For goodness sakes, they don't even sub him. So I don't know. He's an important player, but he can't be that important that he can't get a rest or even get subbed after, like 60 minutes or something. There are other good players in the team, subs. Santos, why not? Why bring him in on? Or, Maresca likes tinkering all these formations or what have you, but you don't play him all those games. Of course, that's going to happen.
He loves to tinker, and there's been many opportunities. Even if all of us should go back to all the games, there are plenty of games where Maresca had an opportunity. I think we were 2-0 up at 60th minute, and he could have taken Enzo out to give him rest. I don't understand why some games he lets them run for 90 minutes. I really don't understand sometimes the decisions. But I know the old school coaches like Mourinho and all of that. If they had a great player and they know, okay, I'm short on this player, they either put them in the first half, get the result they want, and by the second half they're taking them off because they're looking ahead. And I know Maresca is always looking ahead. Some days I'm just like, we've won the game. If Enzo is that important to your system, then take him out at 60 minutes. And this is where you give the Andre Santoses an opportunity to learn, right? Learn on the job, because obviously he needs adaptation to the new system. Rather than waiting for like a game like with Cardiff, and now you change 11 players and first half. I remember that first half I fell asleep. I literally fell asleep. I took a nap.
It's those are the games where Christian will tell you it was even better watching paint dry.
I'm serious. It is
90 minutes, 90 minutes of your precious life wasted.
it was a waste of life. Really waste of life. I think sleeping is more entertainment. At least my dreams, I can create more imagination, more entertainment than that nonsense I watched in the first half. It was so slow. It was so lethargic, and I thought, what the hell am I watching? Am I mad? At least the second half. That's when you said, whoa. There's a Premier League team playing here. You just saw the speed, the passing, the technicality, even the physicality. So that's when Chelsea woke up. It's almost like the first half, they just thought to themselves that they're not even in the first division, they're the second division team. We don't really have to show up. We just go through the gears, just go through emotions. We just play like a training game, and then they realize this team is actually Cardiff is actually a pretty good team. That's when they had to wake up. They had to show them some respect and for bringing some proper players. And then, thank you, Mr. Pedro.
Guys, if you're watching us, kindly like. There's a lot of you watching, and the likes are quite low. So you give us a like so that we can be able to share the video to other people. So let's talk about tomorrow, Newcastle away. I just did a preview there, and Chelsea have not won the last 4 matches. But one thing that is quite clear is that the last game that we played there, we actually disappointed that we came out of that game without winning. That was the disappointment. We lost
Yeah.
2-0. When you look at the scoreline, we lost 2-0. But we lost 2-0 with a, okay, it was a Jackson red card, but we were the better team.
Yeah, we were very unlucky. I think if we win, we will definitely beat Villa if we can beat Newcastle. Because Villa are rubbish. They're just really overperforming their numbers. It's just gonna be a matter of time.
And also I created a lineup, and I chose Rhys James and Gusto to start. And Caicedo is back. I want Rhys James and Caicedo in that midfield. I think the physicality of Rhys James and Caicedo can handle Bruno and Tonali.
And Joe Linton.
And Joel Linton. I think that's one physical midfield. I think that is not a game where I will start Fernandes and Caicedo. No, that's a game where you start Rhys James and Caicedo.
No, maybe. I don't know. That's why I'm confused because I'm like Gusto and James. Okay, Gusto played right in the weekend.
Yeah, Gusto didn't even start. He didn't
No,
start.
but he played. Sorry, he played against Carl.
Yeah, he came from the bench. He didn't start, so he's ready to start.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe you'll play James at right back and Caicedo and Enzo in midfield.
No, no, Rhys James and Caicedo. That's what I want to see. I want to see Gusto starting at right back, and I want to see Palmer starting from the right.
I think
I
Palmer
don't
will
know.
start from the right from now on.
And that's why in my lineup I put Neto as the false nine. I put Neto to play ahead.
Oh, really? You don't think Christian's favorite player will be starting at striker?
No. João Pedro is very weak without the ball. I because I want to play because I have to sacrifice one attacker. Because I have to sacrifice one attacker between Arsenal. No, yeah, Estevao is not playing. He's
Oh yeah,
he's not.
muscle injury.
Yeah, he's not okay. But in my opinion, I was like, this is the kind of game where I need the physicality of Rhys James and Caicedo. You can't miss those physicality. I think when we have both of them, I think we can control that midfield against those three players in particular. Because also one thing you need to understand is that ground is going to get pumped up. I know they are going to be pumped up. It's a tough game. I'm telling you, it's a tough game. It's a very tough game. I would pick a 2-1.
You think we'll win 2-1 or we'll lose 2-1?
This season, by the way, we've been so great when it came to early kickoffs. I don't think we've lost any early kickoff, and we've won them comfortably.
Yeah, but it's St. James Park. I don't remember the last time we won there.
I think the last 2 seasons we weren't great. Under Pochettino, we lost 4-1. Oh my God!
Yeah, that was one of the worst Chelsea performances I've ever seen. We were lucky it was only 4.
I'm telling you, it was Petrovic who bailed us out a lot.
Yeah, my God.
You know, to some extent, I'm usually like the club did the right thing when it came to Pochettino.
I mean, maybe because now we see what Maresca is doing. We've already forgotten him.
He was bad. He was terrible. Let me just share this. I want to share this lineup here. I just want to share this lineup. Christian seems to be has his phone overheated.
I'm listening.
Yeah. I picked this lineup, Christian. What do you think?
I can't see. You have to tell me the names.
Sanchez, Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, Cucurella, Rhys James, Caicedo, Palma, Enzo, Garnacho, Neto.
Yeah, perfect lineup for Newcastle. Because Newcastle, as you know, is a fast counter-attacking team. So that is maybe give Fernandes a break. I don't know. It depends. If we are behind, then obviously That lineup is not good enough. But just to go up there, contain Newcastle, let them burn themselves out, and then strike on the counter attack. It sounds like a good team, a good lineup.
And also, in my opinion, even when we are attacking, it's very good to have players like Rhys James, and Caicedo. I think we need a lot of physicality in this game. We need a lot of physicality in this game.
Yeah, Newcastle. Have you seen the size of the Newcastle players? They're all big. They're all muscular. They're just physical specimens. Even I don't know how you're going to handle that big centre forward. He's like 3 meters tall or something. Yeah.
Dan Barn.
No.
No. That's Walter made.
Walter Made.
You see now Walter Made. I think Walter Made now is we need to stop crosses. Oh my God, we need to stop crosses. And this game, this is the kind of game where if you get a throwing in your own half, it's a set piece. You get a throwing here, it's a set piece. So, and one thing I've always told Maresca, I think I don't know why he's scared. There's one thing he came up with of stopping these set pieces, and I don't know why he's scared nowadays. You see, there's that. Was it the Arsenal game when we had a set piece and we put all three of our attackers ahead? That is what I want to see. These long balls, whenever the opposition is getting a long ball and they want to flood our box, Neto, Garnacho, Palmer, stay up front. Stay up front. Do not come. You stay up front. Let them bring it. They have to leave. They will have to leave defenders behind.
You know, Walter Made is 6'7".
Oh God! So who's gonna guard him in the corner? Who's that tallest player? That means he could be. Wow! Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say this. If we're looking for a tall defender, he's gonna play Tosin. Oh my God!
Yeah. Oh yeah, he might play toast. He might play toast.
Oh my God!
But you see, one thing is,
yeah.
for me personally, I will just start with Fofana and Chalobah because I know very well that it's not that when I play with Tosin, I'm guaranteed that he can be able to win those duels. I think Fofana wins the aerial balls better than Tosin. It's all about. Do you know that Thiago Silva can take care of Walter Made?
Silva. And he's 7 inches shorter than him.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva is smart. He's got that physicality. He knows how to get into. He just knows. He's experienced.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about leap. You know, even Fofana, he knows how to handle tall center forwards. He knows how to do it.
And Fofana isn't tall for a defender. He's only 6'1".
Yeah, and he wins a lot of aerial duels. You see, this Walter Made guy, the way you play him is that whenever you see Newcastle in a position where they are about to cross the ball, you move forward. You play him offside.
Actually,
Thank you, Elba, for the super chat. Where have you gone? You've disappeared. We wanted your opinion on this game. So there's a way you do
the danger man for Newcastle. That is actually Murphy. That's the one. That is the heart and soul of that team. Murphy, and if Gordon, obviously Gordon has gone off the boil. I don't know what happened to him, but when Murphy and Gordon, those two guys are on fire, whoa, be careful. Because they are so quick. So damn quick.
But if you have a player like Garnacho, and you have a player like Neto constantly making those runs, it's a problem for Newcastle. But I'll be holding my breath during set pieces because with set piece there's Dan Barn, tall, there's Shah.
No, Dan Barn is out for the game.
He's out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Then we have to. You know, this
Newcastle have a lot of players out, actually, I think.
Oh,
I think Gordon also isn't available, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God! Then,
Let's see.
Then I think this lineup is okay. You just go and kill the game earlier on. You finish the game early. You just go, you score 2 quick goals, and then now you hit them on transition.
Okay,
He's
so
better than that.
Livramento
Yeah.
is out.
How about
Oh,
Hall? Hall, our old Chelsea player, is he still there?
Apart from Mr. Val, I think they should be.
No, Hall. What's the one we sold to Newcastle? That Hall, that left back.
Yeah, he's just
Luis.
come back. Oh, look, Trippier is out. Livramento is out. Kraft is
What
out.
about
Botman's out. Pope is out. Lewis Hall is out. Osula's out. Oh yeah, Dan Burn I think might be there then. I guess he just came back.
I think we can win. I think we can win.
Eee,
Just
you guys, you know that means Dan Burn is 6'6". Walter is 6'7". What the hell?
I told you. I told you. I told you. But you see with these tall players, what you have to do is you have to ensure that one, you put physical players on them. So you can decide and put Caicedo on Danban. You know, this is what Tuchel used to do with Kante. Even Conte used to do with Kante. You give Kante the tallest player. You told Kante, hold that guy. You see, you tell Kante, hold that guy. So you put Caicedo and you tell him, do not allow Danban to jump. So you hold him. You know, Caicedo has the strength to do it. Then Woltemade, you give him to Rhys James. Then when you have Rhys James and on Danban and Woltemade, then Fofana and okay, now I think we will probably have to have João Pedro on the pitch because João Pedro is also good in defending set pieces.
But
And you guys
we have Cucurella, a pygmy-sized fullback against those tall Newcastle players. Maybe it might just play Hato.
No.
Hato,
Cucurella is good. Cucurella is good. He's good. Actually, Cucurella is underrated. He wins these duels. He wins these aerial balls, by the way.
he does actually.
Cucurella and Caicedo, both yellow cards waiting to happen.
No. Caicedo, yes. Caicedo is a yellow card waiting to happen.
Caicedo is
Woltemade
a
and
red
Ekitike,
card waiting to happen. Forget yellow.
Woltemade and Ekitike really have proven me wrong. Is Woltemade performing quite well?
Yeah, he's doing really well. Even if you see all his goals, they're actually good goals.
He has skill. He's got skill.
In my
Because,
opinion,
yeah,
I'm like, by then we'll just play this lineup. Let me lose with this lineup. Because now the fans will be like, I picked a strong team. Let me lose with this lineup if I have to lose. But I cannot go in games when I'm thinking constantly about the opponent because I will overthink and then I'll be like, let me play Chaloba right back, then let me bring in Tosi.
oh my god, please.
You see, that is the problem the manager can do. If Chaloba and Fofana work, I'm starting both of them. I'm starting them. I'm telling them, you go and do it. You go and do it.
I think Fofana will definitely start.
Fofana will start. In my opinion, I'm starting both him and Chaloba and Cucurella, and I'm making sure we are not getting a set piece. Do not get a corner kick. But even if we get a corner kick, I put Caicedo and I'll even put Caicedo and who? And Neto. I'll tell Caicedo and Cucurella cover two players. Then Fofana, Chaloba, and Rhys James are the ones who are supposed to defend the set piece. And then I have one player shielding. You know, one thing about Sanchez is that Sanchez knows how to claim the ball. That is one thing about Sanchez. These are the kind of games where you miss Thibaut Courtois. If you have Courtois in goal, you don't get scared in these kinds of games.
Why?
Or Donnarumma. Tall goalkeepers, they know how to claim balls.
That guy is shit. Donnarumma, that is a totally overrated goalkeeper. He's been exposed in the Premier League, that guy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's shipped a lot of goals.
He's not very good there. Donnarumma, you can see his level. You can see why PSG got rid of him. He's not as good as he had won a few games in the Euro and whatever. Yes, he looked good. But the reality is that Donnarumma is not a very, very good goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper, yes, one-on-one. But crosses and all that, he's got poor judgment, Donnarumma.
Sanchez has excellent judgment of crosses, to be honest.
Did you see Mike Maignan here in the Super Cup against who was it? Napoli against AC Milan. The same Mike Maignan, all the Chelsea fans were crying about. Oh, what this guy? That guy's old grandfather. Come on, man. He's bang average, but he was that new shiny toy which all the Chelsea fans wanted. But the reality is, he's not a very good goalkeeper.
I
think
didn't
one
want him after I saw his performance against us in the friendly. He was so bad.
I think there is one thing that I can actually say about our goalkeeper. By the way, we probably have one of the best goalkeepers in the league. I don't know why
Yes.
people are saying that Chelsea can't win the league because of Sanchez. Chelsea can't
That's
do
not
anything.
true.
This season, Sanchez, in my opinion, it's between him and Neto for Chelsea's player of the season.
Yes. And Caicedo when he's fit.
Caicedo he's been putting up a performance, yeah, but he's number 3. He's behind Sanchez and Neto. This season,
I don't think it's number 3. I don't think so.
This
You
season,
saw what happened when we missed him, yeah? I really don't
yeah,
think
I know. I know we missed him and he was a huge loss. Actually, we didn't win 2 games. I think if we have Caicedo in that Bournemouth game, then you have the latitude of bringing in more attackers in the game.
Yeah.
It's also funny. It's also funny to hear the football pundits who don't know anything about Chelsea who say when they're evaluating, Chelsea is just a goalkeeper away and a central back away from the championship.
Exactly.
They always say that, and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
You see what Christian you've said? You see what Christian you've said is true. I've realized when I've been watching football punditry, ESPN, even sometimes when I watch these Premier League pundits, I've realized that we have very lazy pundits. Pundits who do not watch games. Let me tell you, if one day I'm lucky and I am sitting in a newsroom as a pundit, that's my job. I'll watch Arsenal games, I'll watch Tottenham games, I'll watch Liverpool games, I'll watch all. That will be my job because I know I get paid because of my knowledge for that. So I will take it as my job. And because of that, I'll be watching teams so that I do not go into the studio and say that Chelsea are a goalkeeper away from winning the league. Yet I can see Sanchez. He has conceded less goals compared to the goals he's supposed to have conceded. His XGA is very good. He has a positive XG. He has stopped a lot of goals. In fact, there are some games when you look at it and you're like, oh my God, if it is not Sanchez, we'll probably lose this game.
Like
even
the
Bournemouth
game.
Yeah, that is Sanchez. That's Robert Sanchez.
And the same lazy pundits. So all they're interested about Chelsea is Cole Palmer because he's English. That's all that's interested. They say Cole Palmer this, Cole Palmer that, Cole Palmer this. They don't actually realize Caicedo or Cucurella or whatever. We're the extra stars of the team. But it's Cole Palmer this, Cole Palmer that. When Cole Palmer can have a shit game, score one half lucky goal. Then, oh my God, Cole Palmer, he walked to the moon and he came back. Oh my God, he's the next best thing since bread came sliced. You think this is, as you used an excellent phrase there. You said, these pundits are lazy. I love that what you just said there. They're lazy.
Also, another thing that I've realized is that to know that they're even lazy, they never acknowledge Cucurella. Cucurella puts up 10 performance week, and they will pick any left back over him. They will even hear somebody sitting down like Scholes, and you'll say, I think Hall is better than Cucurella. I don't think Cucurella is better. You will see them saying this, and you're like, what is this guy saying?
Who is better than Cucurella?
Lose all.
Man, come on, bro. But Cucurella is hated because he beat England. That's the main reason.
He's the one they say that he did a handball.
Yeah.
You see, there's one thing about Cucurella. He's hated in England. He's hated in Germany. I don't know whether Christian they hate him in Denmark.
No, but Cucurella, don't forget Cucurella. what he lacks in size, height. Do you notice that guy? He plays a lot of mind games. He likes to
Yeah,
provoke players.
a
He's
lot.
very, 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 very good at shit talking. Even though his English is a bit dodgy, but I'm sure you can't hear what's saying in the pitch, but you just know he's shit talking. Since all the players always react very badly to Cucurella, you just know this guy he's always inside the head of the other players.
Yeah. I don't think his English is bad though. It's normal.
I think he's just. I think he's a great guy. If he's in your team, he's a great guy. I think even off the pitch, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But off
He's
the
the funny
pitch,
guy in the dressing room, so they say.
do you know that feeling that we rivals have towards Richarlison? Do you know how I hate playing against Richarlison? You look at
Why?
that attitude. He's constantly falling over himself. You've never seen when you're playing against Richarlison and probably maybe they are a goal up. And then
I
he's
hate
wasting
Bruno, bro.
time.
Bruno
Yeah?
Fernandes, he's the worst. Fernandes is the worst. Always complaining.
I used to hate him, but I've actually he's got my respect because I've just seen what he's been doing. But the only thing about Bruno, when United concede, if you notice, every time United concede a goal, it's always because Bruno's either ball watching or he didn't do his job. But otherwise, attacking, imagination, that boy has quality. You can't deny that.
Yes, like he's world class. I said he's top 3 in the world, but he's really annoying. Like his attitude on the pitch just stinks, man. He's always complaining. I mean this in a nice way, but he has a very hateable face. So it's very easy to like just hate him as a player.
It reminds me of Ronaldo in many ways. His body language, his facial expressions, when things aren't going his way. The same kind of attitude.
Yeah, Ronaldo also on the pitch was kind of annoying, I can't lie. Messi was chill. Actually, no, Messi used to get provoked easily, though. Like, it was very easy to provoke him. That's why you
Messi?
needed someone else to come and... Yeah.
Wow.
Ramos used to provoke him so much.
Yeah, Messi by there he needs an anger management class from Mehdi. Mehdi is also a psychologist. Sometimes when you are angry, then you call him. You tell Mehdi, super angry. I need some anger management classes. It's true. It's true, Mehdi.
Yeah, definitely.
Mehdi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, because you're a professional in the anger management and all that, if you look at the Chelsea squad, who are the most angriest and who are the most calmest players in your professional opinion?
Professional, guys. I'm a student, but I guess if I had to judge, I mean, you can see Enzo gets pissed quite a lot. I think Caicedo, despite his aggressive behavior, keeps himself tame. I think Chalobah, I think, manages himself well. Sanchez, I think, is the most calm. It was just that one time against Leeds where he got pissed. Otherwise, he's usually calm. Enzo loses his head quite easily. Palmer, I wouldn't even say he's calm. He's just, I just don't think he cares. Sometimes he does stupid things, you know, like he'll sarcastically clap to the ref. But I think Enzo is one who needs to kind of keep a lid on it slightly.
But I think Enzo has been behaving like a captain. I've not seen him
a captain.
Yeah. He actually behaves. He's one player who I always see him rushing to the referee and trying to push all these other players away from the referee. I think
Reece James is the calmest, maybe, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. He's high IQ captain.
But so my point. So basically, what he's saying is that all these players, Chelsea players, apart from one, are all calm, apart from Enzo. And maybe for me, I am looking for a few players to have a bit more shithousery, a bit more fire, a bit more provocation, a bit more that desire to win, that won't quit, that kind of fighter mentality. That is maybe what is maybe lacking for this Chelsea team. They all on the same level. They're all sort of like Very nice kids. We need a little bit of passion, more passion.
I know you
But
want you want a Rudiger.
Mr.
Mhm.
Christian, let me give you the other side of the coin, though. If
What
the
the? He
players
appeared out of
are
nowhere.
if the players are a reflection of the manager, are you surprised that they act like that? Because the manager is always for calm.
Yeah, by there that is one thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
No,
If the
I'm just
manager,
saying.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Remember when we used to have a nice guy in the touchline? You see the way the players were chaotic. You always found Jackson with Noni. They are fighting over a penalty with Sterling. No, Maresca is a very tough guy, by the way. That is one thing that
I
people
think
don't know.
so.
He's
Yeah,
very
I think so as well.
he has that cheeky Italian friendliness, and then he has that tough Italian. Italian managers, they're somehow a bit tough, like Conte. Conte can laugh with you, but tomorrow you can joke around in training, and then tomorrow you're looking at the team news and you're watching the game at home, not in the bench, not in the bench, at home. You look,
Maresca, I
Yeah,
said
you're
this
like,
before. You guys, hmm? So
you
Maresca, I
remember
said this
his
before.
interview with Tottenham? Oh my God.
yes,
No, I said
that's why. That's
Maresca, behind the scenes, this guy, I'm telling you, he's tough. He's
yeah,
tough. He takes no nonsense. But
yeah.
in front of the cameras and for the pitch, perfect gentleman. Oh, nice guy, Mr. Charming, smile, all that nonsense. But the reality is, even Mehdi will tell you this, the reality is, you can even see it in his face and his eye. Behind the
He's a
scenes,
tough.
training ground, don't mess with this guy.
He's tough, and then also another thing is that he's arrogant. That's why I'm saying the day Maresca is going to win maybe a Champions League or a Premier League, that is the day you're going to see his Mourinho-ness.
We're
He's
not
going to
going to
be
hear any
very.
word.
He's going to be so arrogant in press conferences. Imagine if Maresca wins 2 Premier League titles. Oh my God!
No,
Yes, he has validated himself that he's a top manager. He'll be asked questions and he'll be like, that's a silly question. That is a silly question. You remember at Leicester when he was running away with the championship, he was asked, it's a
Yeah,
tough game for you. And he was like, no, it's not a tough game for us. For them, it's a tough
he
game.
said
For
that.
us, just a normal game. Yeah, he said it.
He actually said that.
Yeah. He said, for them, it's a tough game. For us, it's just
Right.
a normal game.
And now he came to the wastelands of the Premier League and Leeds. You take them for granted, they slap you 3-1.
slap. I like the expression. They slap you. Slap you 3-1.
You see one thing I know, that one thing that makes me believe that Maresca is an arrogant coach. I can just see him. Even in that Club World Cup, he was asked, "Are you prepared to go and suffer tomorrow?" And he was like, "We are not going to suffer." He said, "Who said that?" He said that. He said, "Who said that?" When they said that you are not going to have the ball, he said, "Who said that?" And one thing Maresca needs to understand is that Chelsea love managers who everybody hates. No, if he
Yeah,
wants to be loved by the fans, he needs to be that way. He just needs to win and then become arrogant. The minute he wins a Premier League title and then he becomes arrogant, oh my God, they are going to draw tifos of him. You're going to see people like John Terry, because remember the way Mourinho came with a lot of arrogance in his first season, and he was asked, "Do you feel the pressure?" I said, "What pressure? I don't feel the pressure. I don't believe I'm one of the bottles. I think I'm the special one."
yeah.
It's going to be the same there. If you talk about Premier League managers, have you ever noticed Pep is not hated? Rival fans don't hate him. They
Yeah.
respect it. They respect him. They actually like him.
Because it's Pep. And he inspired a lot of them, and the work he's done is disgustingly good. We can't deny that.
Because normally people that hate such a manager, the rival fans hate Man City. but they don't hate Pep.
Rival fans don't hate
Yeah.
Man City. No one cares if they win anything.
It's like
They have no.
I think people are just indifferent with Manchester City. They
Yeah,
are
they don't really
indifferent with them. They're indifferent with them. And one thing that we can say about Manchester City is that it's because they were not so good and now they have become good. So, like in the next 10 years, Manchester City are going to have a fan base. So they are going to be annoying because
Yeah.
now they are being
I agree.
supported by young people.
I
But you
agree.
see, us, we are fans because you even see what we are talking about. We're talking about Jose Mourinho. The last time he was at Chelsea was 10 years ago.
But Tyrone, you're an Arsenal fan at heart. You're like Saeed. Says he supports United, supports Chelsea.
You know, Saeed is a Chelsea fan. I put it one time under his channel. I said, "This guy, you follow us, you give reviews, you give glow." Saeed gives us glowing reviews after Club World Cup, and I was like, "This guy." I went to ChatGPT and I made an AI and I replaced his face with that Manchester United jersey and I put a Chelsea jersey. But to the point that you were making, Tyrone, I think Man City don't have a long history. So you know how Mr. Christian came in and he was like, "What type of Chelsea fan are you? That you're okay with the thought that Arsenal can win." Man City don't have haters like that. And you know, this is real life. I know some Man City fans that were previously Arsenal fans that jumped
What?
ship when Man City
Yeah,
started winning. I promise you, I
even
swear to God, I'm not
you
lying.
see, let me tell you something. And Elba is saying the truth. Majority of Manchester
Yeah.
City fans are Manchester United fans who left when Ferguson, the plane started crashing,
Mhm.
and
Chelsea fans
Arsenal.
and Chelsea fans.
Ch- Chelsea fans, I don't think they left Chelsea.
Yeah,
We've
Yeah, I
not
don't
been
think
so
a
bad,
lot of Chelsea fans jumped ship as well.
To
but
where?
I don't think
To where? To Man City?
Yeah.
I
we've not
think it's
been.
more Manchester United and Arsenal, but maybe who knows? I
Yeah,
mean, obviously,
it's yeah. I don't
I,
think a lot of because Chelsea has not been so. Even when Chelsea didn't win the league, we won the Europa League, then we won the Champions League. So our fans have been winning something huge that is keeping them at the club.
You don't see
You
when they
won
do.
the league.
You don't see when they do banter about Man City, when they go through the few times they go through a losing spell. The first thing they do is, these are all the Man City fans returning back home to Chelsea, where they left. This is what they always do. The former Chelsea fan became Man City fan. Now they came back home because things aren't going so well at Man City. But Man City, to your point, the reason why the club is hated is because people see them as gate crashers. They don't belong as the top six. Historically, they were never there. They were always sort of like it's the same reason why people don't like Chelsea. But Chelsea, the time is gone. There's water. No, I must say, there's so much water passed under the bridge. They've now become accepted as a top establishment. Man City have gate crashed that establishment, and rival fans, rival teams, or the Premier League, or whatever it is, very unhappy with that. But that as time is going, to your point, is they're establishing themselves. They're creating that big, huge global fan base, and you cannot deny that they are now there. They belong. Whether people like it or don't like it, they are now part of the top dogs. And while the other traditional top dogs, Man United, the Tottenhams, and what have you, they are struggling. They're trying to get back to the perch.
You see, let me just say something. Let me just say something that that a lot of people tend to try to put. You see, Chelsea has been hated to a point where pundits and the media have sold this narrative that Chelsea were crap. When the Premier League was being formed, Chelsea was one of the teams that was forming the Premier League. This Premier League, this one here. When it was being formed, when the top teams were forming, Chelsea was among the top teams. Chelsea Football Club, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool. In fact, in that first season, Chelsea finished top 4. The
yeah.
Champions League, when the Champions League was being formed, Chelsea was one of the teams forming the Champions League. You know, people don't know these things. The Champions League, this Champions League was when it was being formed. Chelsea was one of the teams in the 50s that was there when formed. So you're telling me that Chelsea was there forming Champions League when they were a weak, broke team? No. Chelsea were just there, like they were just there fourth, fifth, sixth, sometimes win the league, but they were just around there. But what has been sold by the narrative that has been sold by the media is that Chelsea was like Brighton. That's what they say. Chelsea was like Brighton. That's what they said.
Well, they
Like
mean
Chelsea
to
was
say
like
that Chelsea is like Brighton now. That's what
we have become Brighton. Yes,
okay. Now to some extent, we can say that. But the pundits had put it like Chelsea. They had put it like Chelsea were like Brighton. And then Roman came with his man. Do you know that even by the time Roman Abramovich was coming, Chelsea finished fourth in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Without finishing fourth, he would have gone to Spurs. And the previous season, Chelsea. So I am trying to get this Premier League table so that I can show people that Chelsea were not so poor. In fact, Manchester United, when they were so strong, they never used to win at Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea used to beat them at Old Trafford. Yeah, Chelsea used to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. Let me show you this. Let me show you these stats here. Today I'm Mehdi. Let me show you stats.
Today I'm Mehdi.
So I always find that a lot of fans have accepted that. People are like, yeah, we were not a big club. When you're listening to clowns like Jamie Carragher, that's what you bound to believe. Let me just show you the 1919.
and while you're researching, he has a vendetta against certain people, and that's why people say Mo Salah thing is personal. I saw it today. He's still talking about the Mo Salah thing, and everybody's like, "This thing has passed. Let it go." But he's still talking about it. So maybe again, that's part of the whole content creation.
Yeah.
An OG like you, Jamie Carragher, you should be at home playing golf. Here you are doing engagement farming with us.
But his vendetta
Let me-
against Chelsea is that they denied him a title, title medal. I think this is why he's so bitter towards Chelsea, because he didn't have a Premier League title.
Which year is this?
Yeah.
Which year is this? 1998, 1990. You see why I always tell people that Leeds is a big game. You saw when John Terry said that Leeds is a big game for Chelsea. Leeds finished third. Chelsea finished fifth. Arsenal finished fourth. Manchester City was not even here. Manchester City was in League 2. So people always try to compare Chelsea with Manchester City. Chelsea were poor. Chelsea were not poor. Chelsea were always in the top 4.
Leeds won the semi-final of the Champions League. Have you forgotten that?
Yeah. And you can see here another big team that a lot of people always underrate is Aston Villa. Aston Villa was also a great team.
They won 2 Champions Leagues.
2 Champions Leagues, yeah. Even Nottingham Forest have 2.
Yes, Forest is 2. It's more than Arsenal. But Leeds, remember Leeds? Do you remember Leeds? How this is lessons learned for other clubs. Leeds, one of the top 3 teams. They had all Lucas Radebe. They had who's that guy? Cantona. They had all these fantastic players in that team. And Man United raided them, all their players. Yeah. And then Leeds, they got this manager. Who was that? O'Leary or somebody? I can't remember. One of the players there, and they spent big, and then they just crashed. They crashed they just disappeared. They just relegation. I don't know what happened there. And then they were just suddenly in the first division, and we didn't hear or see from them for the longest of times. A bit like Sunderland. Sunderland also used to be a top team. When they crashed, and they went all the way down to the 4th division or something like that.
You see here in 2000 they were 9th. Chelsea finished 3rd. I always don't understand why Chelsea fans buy this narrative that Chelsea was such a shit team. The team that I can say were good and have actually replaced Manchester City replaced Leeds. Leeds was the Manchester City. Yeah, it's true. I'm saying that they were always
City won a lot more than Leeds. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, but I'm saying Leeds were that top 4 team. They were top 4. Like Arsenal fans will yap about how Chelsea were nothing, and if when Arsene Wenger was here, Chelsea never used to finish above Arsenal. This is, look at here, Chelsea finished above Arsenal. Yeah, it's in the year where 2000 to 2001, Chelsea finished third. They finished above Arsenal. And Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson used to win league titles with 79 points. He was playing for a weaker league, or maybe the league was tough.
And by the way,
let's
we
look at
still had legendary players like Zola and Desai.
yeah. Here is 2001, Manchester United win it with 87. Chelsea again fifth. You see, Chelsea were just there. Then 2002. Let me check 2002. 2002 again. Chelsea were third. Oh, so it used to be quite okay. And then 2004, I think, was when Mourinho came now. Yeah, 2004. Yeah, 2004, it was the Invincible. We came in second. We were the second. Oh my God. Then 2005 is when we won the league title. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was either league title with FA Cup or league title with Carling Cup. Those were the good old memory days, man. It just felt
And
good.
you see, as after, yeah, that's great. And you see, after Arsenal winning the league in 2003 or 4, or 4 or 5, Arsenal won the league, but Chelsea again came number 2. So Chelsea came number 2 in 2 consecutive seasons. The prior season they finished number 3. So Chelsea were actually challenging these guys. Let me now look at when Mourinho came. And then finally Chelsea won the league.
He came after he replaced Ranieri. Ranieri replaced Ranieri replaced Gullit, and Gullit replaced Vialli. Not so?
No, Ranieri was replaced by Jose.
Sorry?
That's what he
Gullit's
said.
managers.
Yeah. Gullit was player manager at some point there.
Wow, bro, I have no idea what the hell.
Ask Tyrone will tell you the history. You go back go back, Tyrone. Go back from Mourinho before Mourinho arrived. So from Ranieri, work backwards.
It was Ranieri. Was Gianluca Vialli the coach before Ranieri?
The player manager. He won the FA Cup.
Damn. We used to have that thing. I don't see it nowadays in the Premier League.
He won the FA Cup. Player manager. Ruud Gullit was also player manager. Who was there? Who was there before them? I can't remember. You have to look. You have to Google it to see the exact. It's a long time ago.
It's the Christian football savant.
Yeah, no. Hey, are you in relation to the Don Salah? Are you in relation to the Mo Salah?
No.
No? It could be.
No, that's Mo Salah is Mo Salah, man.
It could be that you're a distant relationship or something. I don't know. You never know. The world is a very small place.
The world is small. But earlier we were talking about you were asking me about American football, the Dallas Cowboys, and I said, yeah, I only watch basketball and soccer. And you asked me about what team, and I said LeBron fan,
Oh my
because
God.
I've been moving from the Cleveland to the Miami, and now I'm a Lakers fan. So
Wow.
he said,
But you must be very sad that he's like his last season. He's almost like at reached the end. You can see it. That is, but for you, it must be very sad.
I mean, he's 40. He's like a goalkeeper that's 50 years old. I mean, we've never seen this territory of somebody past 40 playing at this high level. So,
but it does help to have those the Balco Institute to help you with some medicines there. Maybe not quite legal, but hey, it's LeBron, so nobody wants to ask any questions because he's the cash cow. He's the one who brings millions into the NBA. So You're not going to
Right.
shoot you're not going to shoot your cash cow, are you? You're just going to quietly brush that shit underneath the carpet. And once he's retired, that's when you throw him the tool. That's when they'll hammer him. But
Yeah. Apparently, he spends almost $1 million, $2 million on his body every year. And I thought
mhm.
about it, and I realized how much he makes and his endorsements, and I'm like, you know what? That's a good